Okay, so now we're going to cover knees, all right? Basic knee, or long straight knee as we call it, is about hip movement, okay? Most people think it's just about bringing the knee up. It's not. It's a strike that comes all the way through. So starting point, feet in the right place. If your feet are wrong, it's going to be impossible to throw a knee correctly. Okay, so feet in the right place, bring the knee up, point your toe, and thrust your hips forwards rather than this movement. See the difference? This is just bringing your knee up to your body. Bring it up, use your hips to thrust forwards. And when you get your balance right, you will be able to come up on the ball of the toe, or ball of the foot, sorry, not the toe. Come up on the ball of the foot and then thrust forwards and bring your foot back down to your stance. After every knee, check your guard is correct. Okay, and it's just a little point about your hands when you're throwing a knee. The correct way to do it is not this, okay, and thrusting your hands all over the place. Well, that one is another one, okay. Hands stay up to protect your head. If you need to and feel comfortable doing it, just drop the shoulder slightly while still protecting your head. We have two different guards, long guard and short guard. Long guard is here, okay? Hands are still up at head height. This is short guard, which is for your boxing your elbows. This is for your knees, okay? Knees and kicks. Still protecting your head, out in front. Okay, now, lead knee. If we just do this, it's impossible to get any power into it. It's quite awkward. So what we do is a switch. Hands stay up, we check our guard first. We switch, knee, and then come back to our stance. Knee, back to your stance. Switch, knee. So when you start to speed it up, it looks like this. Again, getting the hip thrust in as much as you can. Keeping your chin down, hands up, and start to use this shoulder as well to get a little bit more thrust whilst protecting your head. Okay, good. Okay, so now we're going to work the knees on the pads. If you have pads available, focus pads or even Thai pads, we tend to use Thai pads in the session, but if most people don't have those at home, if you've got a focus pad, it's a very similar technique to using Thai pads. We're going to put one pad on top of the other and not have it too floppy. So as Michelle starts with her rear knee, she's going to drive it into the pads with a bit of technique and build the power up as you become more comfortable with holding the pads. Notice her hip movement, and she's just coming up on the ball of the foot and thrusting her hips through. Okay. Good. Okay, when we do the lead side, she's going to switch. Lovely. Good. Get that hip thrust right, that's it. If you're a little bit less experienced, what you can do is hold the pads a little bit lower so that when the knee comes through, you're just getting that technique and the balance right. It doesn't have to be right up here. The worst thing to hold the pads is too far away and it's all floppy and holding them up too high. It's impossible for Michelle to hit it. So you can bring it down lower. Just make sure you take the power out of it a little bit until you get your balance correct. And the same on the other side. That's it. Hard to do it wrong. Good. If you don't have availability of pads, but you do have a partner you can work with, what you can do is just put one hand on top of the other. Again, take the power out of it because it's someone's kneecap in your palms. But once you get comfortable with it, you can work on your height and your balance. Michelle's getting good hip thrust going on there. Her balance is good. She's coming up on the ball of the foot. Just working it like at this pace is a really good way to practice your balance and your technique, getting your footwork correct. All the time she's doing this, she's checking her stance, making sure that she's coming back to the right position every time. And the same with the left. Good. Lovely. Well done, Mitch.